It's like she knows when I start filming because she always wants to start scratching something. And why does this happen every single time? If it were to happen, we really wouldn't be surprised. Because when am I ever prepared? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over our goals for 2026. I'm so freaking excited. So first things first, I know it's been a while, okay? Been about 6 months. And trust me, I know I'm getting back into filming. I don't know what happened. I do know what happened, but I don't know what happened. Not the point. But I'm back and I'm trying to be better. It's like she knows when I start filming because she always wants to start scratching something. So just like last year, I wrote my goals on a little just Google Doc. This year was somewhat different, I will say. My dad decided that he wanted to do this with us, and while I did not do my goals literally with him, the checklist or the format that I went off of was basically sent by him. So I'm gonna give him credit where credit is due. And I'm gonna go over the list first. I might just show it to you guys because I feel like that's gonna be a lot easier because it's broken down into categories and then you answer them based on those categories. So we have personal development, fitness and wellness, career and professionalism, or professional, financial, education, relationships, lifestyle, creative projects, and then long-term planning goals. Obviously there's subcategories to those categories, but that is basically what I'm going to be following for this video. So we can thank my dad, because he's the only reason that I am gonna do better goal planning from this date forward. So for the first category, it was professional development. So this involves skills, learning new skills, any habits or routines that I want to make, creativity and hobbies. So the first thing I have on my list is learn Spanish. Now, here's the thing. Yes, I had this on my list last year, but here's the thing, it's going to be on my list until I do it. And this year I'm actually committed. I want to do it. I really, really want to do this. I don't want to be the white Hispanic anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't want to be it for my own personal sake. My second goal is to get my license. And now here's the thing. I don't want to hear anything about how are you 20 years old and you don't have your license. I live in Europe, and I know what you're saying. That's not an excuse. But to me it is, and I'm taking that to my grave. Also, now I have a fear of driving because I haven't driven. So, say what you want. My goal this year is to get my license. My third goal, which is what we are doing currently right now, is to start making YouTube videos again because I fell off. And it's crazy because yesterday I was looking back on one of my videos that I made from literally about to be almost a year ago. I went to an anime con and I'm filming and I can see myself and I see my intros and I see the clips that I'm recording and I just remember those memories because here's the thing, I am a forgetful person. I really, really am. And I'm not doing YouTube for any means as like a digital diary. I wish I was. I wish I could say that. But I genuinely just like making videos and making them aesthetically pleasing, and they just so happen to be about my life. And if they are my digital diary, then so be it. At least I'll have something behind. But that's not why I started, I guess. I just started because I liked making videos and I loved seeing people who I liked growing up on YouTube making those videos and bringing those people happiness. So now it's like I want to try and do that too. Anyways, that whole spiel was for quite literally nobody but myself, but I want to start making YouTube videos again, guys. I'm back. Round of applause. My next goal is to draw every day. This is a little ambitious because I'm a semi-busy person, and don't get me wrong, I do want to have work-life balance. I want to be able to do my hobbies and still do what I need to do. I have good time management when it comes to certain things, but certain things I have the worst time management for, and sometimes my hobbies fall through, and as you can see, it's happened before. So, I digress, but there's a caveat to why I want to draw every day, which I won't get into now, but there's a reason why, more so than just doing it as a hobby, which gets into my fifth goal, which is start learning how to make digital art. The reason I want to start drawing every day is because I do not want to spend the money to go and buy the things I need to buy in order to start drawing digitally. I refuse to spend that money until I literally know how to draw like the back of my hand. And now I'm not saying I need to draw like the back of my hand in order to buy those things. I'm not saying that I don't have the means to. I just don't want to. I'm so nitpicky on this fact that I will refuse to spend money, especially because I know myself. I'm the type of person to spend money on things, pick them up, and then drop them like a freaking fly. So I'm not doing that anymore, and I've realized that if I need to stop spending money and saying that I'm going to do things and then not do them. So I need to take a little baby step. I need to start drawing. I need to start practicing my drawing. I need to start seeing if this is something I actually want to do. And then if I do want to do it, boom, great. We can invest. But we're not going into 2026 doing what I've been doing since high school. And it wasn't even my money at that time. It's my money now, but still, it's just not cute. So anyways, my next goal, which is not really a goal at all whatsoever, but it is to attend the Man's Best Friends tour if Sabrina Carpenter announces her tour for 2026. Now here's the thing. I know there's been speculation that she's going to go on a 2026 tour, and as much as I really hope she does, part of me also really hopes that she waits until 2027. And this is for selfish reasons only, just because I really would have nobody to go with if she announced in 2026. If it's not late 2026, I'm going to crash out. You guys don't understand, because I need to go to this concert because I saw her in Hyde Park. It was my first time going, and I love Sabrina Carpenter. I really do. She's fucking hilarious. I love her so much, and I need to go on this tour because I didn't get to go on the last tour. I only got to saw them the festival, and I want the tour experience. I want a 3-hour show. I need to see this woman. So it's, again, not really a goal. It's a want, not a need. Not really a goal that I could accomplish if this literally doesn't happen. But in my head, I'm manifesting it that I'm going. And this was on my goals last year, in case you didn't watch the video or whatever. My last goal last year was to see her in concert, and I did it. Manifesting is real, okay? And that's all I have to say. We're gonna move on. My next set of goals goes into the new category, which is going to be health and wellness category. My first goal within this category is to work out every day but have 2 rest days. And then in quotations, I have Pilates. Now the reason I have Pilates is because I recently, impulsively, bought a Pilates workout set for my house. Now I did not get the whole board and shebang, whatever, but I got the subscription. I got the at-home set that comes with the little ring and the ball and the little socks and the bands, and honestly I love it. I've been using that thing since the day I got it, so it's proven to be worth my money and worth my time by tenfold. So I'm not embarrassed to say that I spent as much money as I did, because again, I'm using that and I'm seeing improvements, and I've only been doing it for a week. And I know what you're thinking, you're only a week in, are you really like blah, blah, blah. Yes I am. Don't pray on my downfall. I'm doing this. So that's my goal, is to just keep doing that week by week and see improvements. My next goal is to sleep from anywhere from 8 to 9 hours a night. And this is more so important because I've realized how actually important it is to get enough sleep. And I know that sounds really like stupid, because obviously it's important to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Like there's studies done on this. Like it's not just like a you know what I mean? But in my head it was not important. I could get so much more stuff done. I could play video games. I could eat. I could do, and I get it. What you're thinking in your head, Izzy, those are not things that matter, but in my head I could be doing so many other things. And also I used to stay up to do like homework and schoolwork in high school, and to a certain point I couldn't do it anymore. My bedtime was like 9 o'clock, but I still wouldn't sleep 8 to 9 hours. And then when I graduated high school and I started working, I started getting up super early to go to work, and then I didn't get home until 5. And when I say I woke up early, I woke up at 5, and I didn't get off of work until 5:30 p.m. And then I would still come home, either have schoolwork or dinner or whatever, or people wanted to hang out with me. So then I had to exert myself even more. So at this point now, again and again, I was staying up late because I'm just a girl and I like to stay up late and I like to do what I want. But in 2026, we're not going to be able to do that. My sleep is too important, and I say that as I'm filming this at 11 o'clock at night, but that's not the point, because it's not technically, as I'm filming this, it's not 2026 yet. So no one can get on my case right now. My next goal is somewhat of a creative thing, but it's also a nutrition thing that I want to start. So my next goal is starting to collect recipes that I know that I like and know that I want to basically keep with me for a very, very, very long time, and start making a recipe book. Now I have this vision in my head of what I want my recipe book to look like. And in my head, I've made this thing by my hand or I've, drawn out these letters, and it's in my handwritten thing, and I wrote all of the steps, and I drew the little image that's going to be at the bottom. Like, in my head, the entirety of this recipe book is going to be built by me. Like, I'm not ordering this, I'm not doing this, and the thing is I want it to look so grandma-y on the cover. You guys don't even understand. I want felt. I want little lettuce edges. I want, and I don't even know if I'm saying that right because really it's lace. Grandma old, oh my gosh, why is there look like a picnic blanket and little lacy edges on this book? That's what I want, okay? And I want it to be a spiral book. I don't play with those open and fold things that eventually can't fold. I want a spiral. Why do I want a spiral? Because I want to be able to fit all of my stuff on here. All of it. And I know what you're thinking. Is that really logical? Yes. And I want it to sit on my kitchen counter. I want it to be presentable. I want it to be the cutest thing ever. And all of those sheets that are going to go in there are going to be laminated, because you best believe I'm not getting any of these pages dirty. See, I have a plan. But the plan is to start with me collecting these recipes. And as much as I want to say I have a few, but I don't have a lot. So my goal this year is to collect all the recipes and make sure I have them saved somewhere, either typed up or something like that, so then when it comes to actually building this book, I have everything that I need, to the point where I'm not like, oh, what was that thing again? I want to be prepared. Okay, so my next category is career and professionalism. Okay, so my goal for this year really is just to get a raise. Now I know what you're thinking, that's probably not really that much of a goal, but my goal is to at least get like $1 more. But honestly, I'm not really pushing it. As long as I get a raise, I really don't care what it is. And that is because I recently have switched jobs, and I have been in my position for technically less than a year, so it is going to vary on how much I actually get compensated. So at this point, I just want to make sure that I get compensated for what I feel like I'm worth, and that at least comes with something. So my goal, again, do best work until I get to the evaluation process and hopefully get a raise. But that's about it as far as when it comes to my workload. I do everything I can. I've only been there for about 2 months, so I try my best. What can we say? My next category, because I know that one was short, is financial, and I have 3 financial goals really that I kind of carry with me, and I carried them with me from last year over to this year, mostly because they're just saving goals, and they're just goals that I want to maintain throughout my life completely. But my first one is making sure that I'm opening certificate accounts and depositing money into them every time I get paid, just so that I know for me and my security's sake that I am putting money away for the future or for whatever I want it for, and that I'm saving money. Because yes, I save my money. I am not a big spender person. I'm not, but I am. I have my moments, and this way it kind of forces me to put money aside, and really I don't think about it. I haven't thought about it in the past, I think, year and a half that I've worked for my company, because I've been doing it since I started working here, and honestly I've accumulated so much savings by doing that, so I just want to keep doing that going forward. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My next goal is to keep my 401k at a 15%. Now this is more of a retirement goal, but it also plays into my financials, which is why I put it up here. I'm at where I want to be at for my age and right now, so I am proud of myself for that. I don't want to share that literally where I'm at, but I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, and put the max that I should put or should be able to put and still make a living or still be able to manage my living situation. And from what I've researched and from what I have also been told, 15% is what you should be doing if you can do it. If you can't, it's fine. So that's what we're trying to go with. My next goal, which is actually a pretty big goal for me, is to pay off all of my loans for my bachelor degree, because I am technically supposed to graduate in 2027, but I'm supposed to graduate in February of 2027, so I will be a spring graduate of 2027. So I'll get my degree late, but all my classes will be finished. And the reason that I say I want to pay them all off for my bachelor's degree is because I plan on going back for my master's as soon as I finish my bachelor's. And paying off my bachelor's is obviously the accumulation of 4 years versus 2 years, and I just want to make sure, again, for other reasons that I'm going to get to later, as this is a part of also my goals, that these are paid off. It would be a huge weight off my shoulders, and it would make me really happy to not have to deal with this going forward in my life. And yeah, that's one of my goals. I really want to do it. I think I can. So my next set of goals are for the academic section. And now these are very, very simple goals. Again, I'm getting my bachelor's degree. I'm almost finished with it. I literally cannot wait to be done. But for these, I have 3 goals. It is to complete my required classes, which I know what you're thinking, kind of a bare minimum. You should be completing your classes. Keeping my GPA at a 3.8 to a 4.0. I was definitely a 4.0 child, but I really don't like to stress myself out that much. If I get to be in a class, I get to be in a class. It's college. I work full time. I'm in school. I have a life. I manage my time. I'm doing fine. If I get a 3.8, I get a 3.8. As long as I'm not at a 3.5, I'm good for me. And then my next goal is to research a master's program that I actually want to go into. And when I say research a master's program, it's more so about the concentration that I want my master's program to be in, because I have really gone back and forth about either picking finance or picking entrepreneurship, and I really just want to be able to make sure going forward which one I want to take seriously, because one of them is more like I've always wanted to do that. It's something that I love learning about, and the other one is more so a logical standpoint. My next goal section is relationships and social. So my first goal is to move in with my boyfriend and my cat. Now this is not going to be until late 2026. That's when we're planning. My boyfriend is moving all the way from Guam to where I'm at currently, which is Germany, and we are moving out together. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, I won't lie, but I've been with the man for almost 4 years now, so that's where we're at. And with that, I also have the goal of spending time with my dad regularly. This is really important to me because it's going to be my last year in this house with my family, or living with my family, and I know I'm gonna miss my dad a lot. That's a given. I've lived with him my whole life, and so it's really just important for me to kind of spend as much time with him as I can until I basically leave. But even with that, once I'm gone, I have the goal and I have the mindset of at least having dinner with my family once a week, just because I need to see them. And it's really important to me that I get to see my family, because who knows how close we're gonna be and for, you know, how long. You grow apart so fast, and I don't mean grow apart as in like your relationship, but people move. Like, I move out, he could move back to the States, my brother could stay here, he could go back, he could, you know, go somewhere else. Like, we may never be within the same place again, so for me it's really important that I spend this time cherishing my family and, you know, seeing them as much as I can and planning trips with them, and yeah. And then my last goal is to hang out with my friends at least once a month. I will say I became a bit less of a social creature. I don't know if it's because I don't have the energy or I really just stopped caring, but I love my friends. But they're also busy and they also have their own lives. So I feel like once a month is manageable. But my thing is that I have like 3 different types of people that I hang out with. Got my bestie, got my work friends, which are also just my friends, but I've known them from work. And then I have friends that I've known from high school. Those are 3 separate friend things. And typically they all want to do something some weekend or whatever. So at least if I go out at least one weekend of the month, I call that a win, because honestly I could not, and I could just stay home and I would be perfectly fine with that. My months have gone by so fast when I don't do anything. But I want to be a good friend, and I want to be somewhat social, but I have lost a lot of my social ability, if that's even a word, this past year. So we're gonna try. And then my next category is lifestyle and organization. Now, I really only have one goal for this category, and that's to plan a trip to Japan. And the reason that I want to plan a trip to Japan is just because I've always wanted to go to Japan. Japan's on my list. It's just really far away from Germany, which makes it more expensive to travel to. But technically I am going there because I'm going there as a pit stop to when I go to see my boyfriend in February. I'm not going to count that as planning a trip to Japan though, because it's really, I'm not going into Japan at all whatsoever. But I also refuse to leave the airport because I'm a little girl and I'm by myself. And when I mean I'm little, I mean I'm literally little. Like, I'm small. You could snatch me up and take me anywhere and nobody would know. So I digress, but I want to plan a trip to Japan, which may or may not happen this year. I hope that it does, but that's kind of a shot in the dark. My next category is creative and passion projects, and I usually have a lot for this one because I just feel like I'm more of a creative person, or I'm creative driven, I guess I would say. And so this ties into my earlier goals, and I want to start posting on, I want to start posting my art on Instagram. Now, I did this with books and it went really, really well, but it's really hard to make book content on Instagram anymore for me. So I have since stopped basically doing all content on Instagram, which really does suck because I wish the people who followed me on Instagram would move over here, because it is basically the same type of content, but it's longer content, and they don't. It's fine. I've accepted it, but this is something completely new. This is something that, you know, obviously I want to try, and again, this is going hand in hand with drawing every day and starting digital art, because really I only want to start posting once I start getting into digital art. I would do this anonymously. I would literally not tell anybody. I would start the Instagram account, start posting, and then eventually when it got some traction, then I might mention it. But if it doesn't, then I wouldn't. Just so you guys know. My next goal for this category is to work on my sports romance book. Now, this is something that I started probably 2 years ago at this point. Definitely a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I started working on my book, and I got about a chapter in, and I stopped. And the thing is I have the entire plot written out. I have the entire plot, I have the characters, I have their arcs, I have their characteristics, I have the little spiel that goes on the back of the book cover. Like, I have everything to say, like, hey, this is what it would be about, but I don't have the words on my actual laptop anywhere. So I want to go back in. I want to write this book. I want to do something like this that I wanted to do a year ago, and I'm hoping this year, I want this year to be the year that I'm officially writing it, and that was that's all I'll say. And then going on to my last set of goals, which are the long-term life planning goals. Now, I only have 2 for this category, and again, it kind of goes in hand with the end of 2026, or what I'm planning for 2026, and that is just to buy a used car. I know what you're thinking. Didn't you just say you don't have your license? Okay, well, we need a car when mofo gets here, so that's my plan. Either buy a used car, or, because we have in conversations, we might only actually have 1 car. But I'm thinking if we have 1 car, it could be a newer car. But I don't know. We'll see. And then just finding an apartment for a certain price or less, because I'm bougie on a budget. okay? I do not want to spend more money than I have to, and out here, because we're in Europe, when you pay for anything, you pay for it in euros, and obviously the currency that I get paid in and what I basically live my life in is dollars, so the conversion rate for every single item that I pay for eventually starts to add up. Let's just say in the States that your rent is $1,400, which honestly I don't even know if that's realistic in the States, but let's just say it is, okay? You'd be paying about $1,700, anywhere from $1,650 to $1,700 a month, because you're paying for €1,400. So you're paying basically an extra like $300 when really you're only supposed to be spending $14. So yeah, my whole point is that conversion rate can really mess you up over here. It's really important to take into account whenever you're buying something expensive or whenever you're looking for places to live, to try and find the cheapest thing, and as I call it, more bang for your buck. And I for sure have found that. So there's options, and I just need to, you know, see them when we get there. But that's it. So those are my goals for 2026, and they are less than last year, I will say. I think I only have 23 this year, but I'm, again, proud of myself. Again, I want to start getting back into YouTube, so this was kind of my first video into doing that. I'm really excited. I want to get back into reading. I want to do what makes me happy, and honestly, whether that's posting book content, or it's making videos like this, or it's making funny little trip videos or whatever, that's what I'm going to do, because honestly at the end of the day, whatever makes me happy is worth it. That is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.